What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com coming to you for Thursday, September the 10th. We kick off the NFL season today. There's college football action, one game at least. We've got MLB, NHL, NBA. There is a full slate of sports going on, and I'm excited. Now, as you guys know, we had NASCAR on Sunday, and I told you that I was going to be putting up a NASCAR recap video separately. I recorded one, and for whatever reason, I cannot get this thing to load all the way through. It'll load, and then when it goes to processing, it gets about halfway through it, and then it just gives me an error. I've tried it 4 or 5 times now, each time taking well over an hour to get to that point before it gives me an error and stops. So I'm not going to keep wasting time doing it, so I am going to give Sunday's NASCAR recap here. That way you guys have it, because I got some people emailing me go, oh, I guess you're not going to do it because you probably lost. Okay, so let's do that, and let's do a recap for what we did on Wednesday, and get on a free play. I'm going to do an NFL free play, give you what I like about the game, what I dislike about the game, and what we're going to be putting some money on. So let's start with Sunday's NASCAR. First race of the NASCAR playoffs. So that's a 10-race series. Obviously, it goes all the way to the very end, the final race. The drivers that are in the running for a championship. Everybody knows that Patrick's preseason prediction before the season ever started was Denny Hamlin to win it all this year, to be crowned the Cup Series champion. He stands by that. But on Sunday, first race of the playoffs, so there's 9 races to go. And just so you know, there's 9 races left. These race packages are $50 for the race. So every Sunday, $50, you can get the entire race card. Premium plays, top plays, head-to-head picks, race winner picks, everything. So as you can see, you'd spend a decent little chunk of change if you were buying it week to week. Since we are in the postseason, I told Patrick, why don't you, offer your clients a discount, let them buy the remainder of the season and save them some money, since, we're already getting to the midway point of September almost. We'll carry this into, October or early November, whatever it is, and then in February it starts all over again. Let them get on, see what you're about through the remainder of the season, and then they can re-sign up in February when the 2021 season starts. So we are doing the remainder of NASCAR, and this is every NASCAR pick that's released. Premium, top play, doesn't matter. Every single thing NASCAR related that Patrick releases from now through the next 9 races, $199, $200, can't beat it. On ChaseWins.com, go get it. Okay, so we had 3 head-to-head picks on Sunday. The first one was a little bit chalky. This is the one that even I told him that I didn't like how chalky it was. He didn't either. But to be honest with you, for what the pick was, it could have been much higher and it would have been justified. It was Kyle Busch versus Ryan Blaney. We had Kyle Busch, and we had to lay $1.50 to do it. But Kyle Busch took care of business. Kyle Busch was even in position multiple times that race to outright win it. His car just wasn't quite fast enough. So, a nice winner there. Then we had Joey Logano versus Eric Almirola. A lot of the NASCAR clients that Patrick has are pretty big NASCAR fans. They know a decent amount about the sport. They watch it religiously. For whatever reason, they did not like that pick. They did not. They said it was dumb, that Joey Logano was not going to beat him. Almirola actually had a shot to win. But going over Patrick's notes, they were running the 550 horsepower race package that weekend. Almirola has not had success in any race with those other than one, and the only reason he had success in where he finished was the fact that he almost got caught up in a wreck that was 7 or 8 cars deep. He didn't, and because of that, the way everything panned out then with a pit stop, it springboarded him 16 positions, and it was a green-white checker after that. So he ended up losing 3 of those positions in those 3 laps, or 2-3 laps, whatever it was. But that's the only reason that he clocked a top 10 finish. Otherwise, he wouldn't have even finished inside the top 25. So easy pick there. Laid $1.35. Joey Logano takes care of business. Final one was Clint Boyer over Tyler Reddick. Another easy winner. minus $1.40 there. So a clean 3-0 sweep for head-to-heads. And then we get into the race winners. Everybody knows that on the NASCAR card, we do those by unit. Now, we don't do it whereas 2 units here, 5 units there, whatever. We do it so you know what to bet as we lay the instructions out. So we tell everybody that your starting point needs to be 1 unit. So your 1 unit needs to be whatever you would rate or whatever you would play one of my premium games for. So if on my premium plays, your standard bet is betting to win 100, then you consider $100 your 1 unit. So on all premium head-to-heads, you're always going to do 1 unit. If it's a top play, you're going to do just like you do on mine. You'll be going, times 3, so you'll be doing 3 units. But on the race winners, they're always 1 unit plays if we say to bet a driver to win the race outright, for that 1 unit, unless otherwise stated. Because there are times where we'll tell you to bet a half unit because the odds are so high, no use in risking the extra money. Or sometimes when the odds aren't as great, we're not getting as much value, we'll go higher. And that's what we did on Sunday. Kevin Harvick was plus 375 in that race to win it outright. So instead of doing the standard 1 unit, we doubled it to 2 units. So if you're thinking of it from $100 per unit standpoint, then you would have picked up $300 on your head-to-heads. And then just in the race winner alone, you would have picked up $750. So not bad for a $50 race card to go out there and make over $1,000 and a clean sweep of the board. So congrats to Patrick. Make sure you go jump on the rest of the NASCAR season. We got 9 races to go, so tremendous value. Huge bang for your buck at that price. All right, getting into Wednesday's card for myself, we ended up splitting the day. And I don't really know what to say. I mean, split days happen. The good thing is the games that we did drop, very low juice there, but I was really disappointed in 2 of them. 1 of them, I'll accept a loss. The other 2 are hard to accept because of the way they lost. So the 3 losses that we had 2 totals plays. And as you guys know, Major League Baseball totals, or really totals in general, are not something that we lose. Major League Baseball totals, we have been just destroying them all year. But I had 2 today. I had the Chicago Cubs with Yu Darvish on the mound and the Reds with Trevor Bauer on the mound. This is the matchup that Trevor Bauer has been itching for since the All-Star break of last year. I told you guys last year on video 1,000 times when people would say, Yu Darvish is washed up, he sucks, he's never coming back. I said, you mark my words, he will be back, and he'll be back better than he was before. Going back to the Dodger days, he will be back. And ever since really the All-Star break of last year, he's come back. 2020, he's been phenomenal. Truth be told, you could argue that Kyle Hendricks has been the best pitcher within the Cubs rotation. And if you really want to go off of the numbers and just the absolute filth that kid throws, you're probably right. But I would say that Darvish has been the easiest to back. Truth be told, he has. That could change when Quintana really gets ramped back up, which I'm excited for. But Darvish has been that guy. But the wind was blowing slightly out at Wrigley, about 12 miles an hour. Wrigley is a place that the Reds typically do hit well. It's the opposite. Usually at Great American Ballpark when they face the Cubs, they can't get any offense going, and the Cubs smack it out of the park. Case in point, Anthony Rizzo was eating Trevor Bauer alive last time Bauer faced the Cubs. This time, had it not been for just one sloppy breaking ball, he just hung right over the plate and it didn't break the way he wanted to, Trevor would have gone through the 7th pitching a no-hitter. So hats off to him. My prediction for that game was that both pitchers were going to pitch well, but one or maybe an inning and a half from each bad team would have soared it over the total as low as it was at 6.5. Darvish had that inning, and the Reds picked up 3 runs, but it also was an error on the Cubs' part that allowed that third to come in. And there were stranded batters, things like that hurt, but Bauer did a great job, better than I thought he would do. I knew he would pitch well, but I really felt like they would get to him at least once and hit it out of the park at least once, and they didn't. So it's a 3-0 shutout. I'll accept that loss. I was just wrong. Now, I had over 7.5 on the Royals and the Indians. The Royals end up winning 3-0. That's one of those that it's hard to accept because of how spot on I was on the game. The Kansas City Royals alone stranded 9 batters. If you go back and look, they only had 11 hits on the day. Well, 10 hits, I guess you could say. Only 2 earned runs. They were stranding batters left and right. Not as bad as the Dodgers did on Tuesday, but they were just stranding them. And that's, again, you can never predict for when people are going to get stranded, especially when everything that you've laid out shows that the hits are going to come, and they did. Now, Cleveland did struggle at the plate a little bit, but just like them, they stranded 4 batters that should have all gone in. Another game that should have gone over the total, that's one of the ones that I have a hard time accepting. And then the Angels. We laid $1.20 on the Angels, or was it $1.20 or $1.50? Maybe it was $1.15, yeah, on the LA Angels over the Texas Rangers. And it was an error early in the game that cost them. And then they pulled the pitcher. They went straight to the bullpen. And then pulling the starting pitcher on such a gut reaction and then putting in your worst bullpen arm and letting him walk 2 batters, give up a hit, walk another batter, and go from Angels up 2-1 to Angels down, 6-2, and they gave up another one later on. They just weren't able to generate much offense after that. They stranded some batters themselves. Ohtani really never got into his rhythm. Rendon wasn't getting any pitches worth hitting, and Trout has been less than spectacular recently. Another game that was hard to swallow, but it is what it is. Then we get into the San Diego Padres. They almost did the same thing, stranding way too much. We've just had a ton of stranded batters here over the course of this week. But we had them on the run line at even money. Had it come down just a little bit, we could have got it in the 160s, but you guys know I don't like laying that. So we took it at even money, which was a great value on the run line. They took care of business 5-3. We had the Dodgers as our free play, which was a premium play, another extra innings game. And I'll tell you this, I'm starting to worry about how many batters that they are stranding. And Dave Roberts has really been on edge this week. If anybody's been watching these games, usually he's cool, calm, collected. He doesn't make decisions from the hip. He doesn't go out there and make judgment calls based on one mistake or even 2 mistakes. He almost pulled Clayton in the third, which would have been a horrible mistake. They'd have lost that game. Then they still, in my opinion, pulled him too early. And what happened when they pulled him? It was off of an error. Not just 1, but 2 in a row. The Dodgers ended up having 4 was it 3 errors or 4? Too many. So it almost cost them the game. I'm worried about Dave Roberts' mentality right now. I hope that he gets a chance to calm down. They may just have to suck it up and take a couple of losses and get brought back down to reality. And I'm worried about Bellinger. Bellinger went 0-3 tonight, or 0-4. He just was swinging slow. He looked like he didn't care very much. It's like he just didn't want to be there. And I don't know if he was just having a bad day or something's going on, but I'm worried about Bellinger a little bit. The entire Dodgers team played with no urgency whatsoever, other than Mookie Betts. Well, and Gavin Lux. I gotta give that kid some credit. So they ended up taking care of business 6-4. But throughout that game, I was growing more and more concerned of where the Dodgers' heads are at, because they really looked like they did not want to be there. I know they were tired. They played till 2:30 in the morning Eastern time on Tuesday. But again, you didn't start till almost 10 o'clock again. So it's not like you didn't have enough rest. You didn't have any bullpen left, basically, but neither did the Diamondbacks. This should have been another one of those games that, just based on the circumstances plus the complete mismatch in starting pitching and everything, it should have been a walk-away game, and errors and stranding batters killed it. But they won the game, so we took care of business there. We won that. And then we cap off the day with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Most people were wondering why I didn't just lay the $1.60 and play them in just outright on the money line. And I almost did. I just didn't want to lay it. And plus, there was a complete goalie mismatch in this game. So we took them in regulation minus a half goal. And we got it at $1.20, which was much better odds. Now, they had to score that second goal in the last 15 seconds or 10 seconds, but it was a win nonetheless. So they're up on the series 2-0. So my preseason prediction for the Tampa Bay Lightning to win it all goes on and lives another day. I still believe they will, and that still leaves us at over 76% for this NHL season. And had it not been for a few losses that we've taken since the return, we would still be sitting over 80%. And that's what I hope to get back to, but we're going to have to play a lot of hockey between now and when it ends in a couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens. Might have a play in the Vegas game. Don't know. Okay, let's get on a free play. Oh, and I was going to tell you this. We're going to do a buy one, get one free promotion. So I ran a special on the 1 year all access pass, the one that everybody wants. It's a $4,000 package. Everything that package gives you, which is every single thing that is ever released on my site, even NASCAR, horse racing, international sports, MLB, every season, every premium play, top play, game of the week, game of the month, game of the year, every single thing for 1 full year. You don't miss out on anything. It's over a $16,000 value. We sell it for $4,000. In the days leading up to Labor Day, I put it on sale for 50% off as kind of a welcome back to sports, and that football was kicking off. Well, that special's over, and it's not coming back. I may run it again somewhere around New Year's, but no time soon. But I had a few people come and say, they were out of town, whatever, can I get it? And I said no. But I will do something, and I've never done this before, and I doubt I'll ever do it again. I'm not going to discount the 1 year all access because it's too cheap as it is. But I'm going to do a buy one, get one. Spend the $4,000, buy the 1 year all access pass. Not only do you get the 1 year, I will give you the second year absolutely free. So as soon as you buy it, I'll go in and I'll immediately extend you another 365 days. Buy one, get one free. I'm going to run that until Saturday or Friday at midnight. So you got a couple of days to get it. Do not miss out, because once that's gone, that's probably never coming back. 2 years for $4,000 is insane, but it's there if you want it. So that way the people that missed out on the discount, you can essentially still pay half price, and you'll get a lot longer too. Okay, Kansas City Chiefs, Houston Texans. Let's talk about this game a little bit. Last year, I had Kansas City to win it all. Super Bowl, had them. Had 10 prop bets to go along with it, and we won 9 of those 10 prop bets, some of them at as high as plus 250 and up. We've never lost a Super Bowl since we've gone public. Same thing with national championships. We don't plan on doing it this year. There's no doubt that the best team going into this season is the Chiefs. And truth be told, they've got a very good shot at repeating. The only thing that I think that can keep them from repeating is health. They have to stay healthy. And if they do so, I don't see anybody that can really take them. You get into the postseason, anything can happen. That's where they would fall. They're not going to get booted out of the regular season if they're healthy. They're going to roll through the regular season like it was standing still. And then all they got to do is play smart for their few playoff games, and they'll be right back in the Super Bowl. And if they make it back to the Super Bowl, you can bet your sweet ass they'll win it again. Do I still think that Tom Brady's the best quarterback in football? Yes, until he retires, because I think he's the greatest to ever do it. And you can argue Joe Montana, you can argue whatever you want. Nobody has done what Tom Brady has done. And unlike the NBA, where talent can go up all at once, the NBA is a cupcake league compared to what it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. The NFL, yes, there's penalties and everybody wants to be soft because of head injuries. You didn't have that back then, but people are bigger, stronger, faster. Quarterbacks are no longer quarterbacks. They're mobile. They're running. It's the only way to be successful. So now, if you are a true pocket passer, if you're a true quarterback, the chances of you having success in today's league is slim to none. And Tom Brady proves time and time again that not only is he is the best to ever do it, period. But not far behind him is Patrick Mahomes. He is mobile, but he can be a quarterback. He's shown it over and over again. And one thing that I love about him is it doesn't matter if they're winning they're winning by 50. He wants to win by 100. And one thing with Patrick Mahomes is they could be down 20 going into the fourth quarter, and you don't even have to worry about it. You know that if there's a way to win, he'll figure it out. Now, last year, you lost in weeks 8, 9, and 10, or was it just 8 and 9? Okay, whatever. You still saw how Andy Reid banded those guys together and still put excellence out on the field. Hill was injured. You were dealing with injuries across the team throughout the season, and they were dominant week in and week out. Team got healthy, and even though they were healthy in the Super Bowl, they still weren't 100%. They were 90% at best. This year, going into this season, that's a healthy team. So they're more dangerous than they were. And the additions that they've made, defensively and offensively, there's nothing showing that they're going to have to build success off of those people. They may take a little time to get used to that road, that team. But every single move that they made, especially the one with Patrick Mahomes, essentially made the team better than it was. And that's scary to think about, knowing that all they had to do was get 100% healthy, and they're already going to be better than they were, which was flat out phenomenal. The Texans, on the other hand, not to mention they get to raise the banner and get their rings. That's a big deal. Teams that win championships on the night where it all becomes a reality to the rest of the world, when it's set in stone forever, the ring's on your finger, the banner's in the stadium forever, and now it is there. It is in the history books. Teams tend to play well. Plus, they're at home. Obviously, Arrowhead is usually a huge home field advantage because it's the loudest in all of sports, loudest in all of football. You're not going to have that. But it's okay. The Houston Texans are a shit show. Their head coach is a complete and utter buffoon. I mean, he's an idiot. That's proven. The best receiver in the game. Now, again, everybody knows my absolute distaste, disgust, and hatred for everything that is Clemson University. So I don't like that DeAndre Hopkins went there. Doesn't change the fact that I like DeAndre Hopkins. I didn't like him when he was there because I didn't like watching him win. But ever since he stepped foot off of that campus, I have been a very big fan of DeAndre Hopkins. He's the best receiver in the game, period. You let the best hands in the game go. For what? And now they're talking about, we just locked down Deshaun Watson. Good for you. You locked down a below average quarterback that couldn't play the quarterback position if he wanted to. He chucks pure garbage into thin air and gets lucky that all around his career he has had stud receivers to go pluck his garbage out of thin air. Hence, Hopkins, Sammy Watkins, all of these people, Ellington, all these people that have been around him are the reason that he's gotten wins or been quote-unquote successful. Without them, Deshaun is nowhere near average. Deshaun sucks. He is not a good quarterback. He is not a Hall of Famer. I don't see him ever getting a championship, not unless they put people back to pluck his bullshit out of thin air. And you just paid that man an elite level salary. Congrats, Houston. You are now paying hundreds of millions of dollars to a professional useless person. You get rid of not only his main weapon, somebody that knows he throws garbage, knows how to go get his garbage. You get rid of him. Plus, these two have been together for a decade now, or more, college and pro. And you put somebody there that doesn't know the system, never played with Deshaun, so he's got to learn. And even when he does learn, do you think he's going to be what DeAndre Hopkins is? No. The only way for the Houston Texans to win this game is to catch them completely off guard and the Kansas City Chiefs just not to be ready. Well, there's two names that I can give you to say that's probably not going to happen. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach. He knows how to build a game plan. And Patrick Mahomes wants to win more than any other player in the league, second to Tom Brady. 9.5 is just not enough. I'm okay. I understand why the line is what it is because they're not going to open it up with 14 and a half, 16, 17, whatever on the first game, especially with the fear of the unknown. So they're going to keep it under that double digit mark in hopes that they can sell the revenge factor of what happened to Houston last year where they took a lead early and then Kansas City royally butt fucked them the rest of the way of the game and proved that they're not shit. And they did so in hilarious fashion. If it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, and we were talking about a Lamar Jackson, someone else who I think is very talented. He's not Patrick Mahomes, though. This could be a whole different story. Because, again, maybe Deshaun does pluck some or throw some shit up in the thin air and it gets plucked out of there. I doubt it, though. You've got a better Kansas City defense, a healthy Kansas City offense. They're going for 2. He wants a dynasty. They've already said it. And Andy Reid, not done yet. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to lay the 9.5. If it was at 10, I'd probably be buying the half point now, but I haven't seen it get to 10 anywhere yet. If you just so happen to have a local book that's giving you 10, you know my rules. On a number like that, you're always going to buy that half point and take it down to 9.5. And I got to take the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, I hate playing the very first game of any NFL season. Usually we're very light on plays for the first couple of weeks until I get to be able to see the teams in action once or twice and make my own scouting reports for them. But based on numbers of last year, what's returning, what's not, and just everything that is 100% evident right here, there's no reason why the Kansas City Chiefs couldn't go out there and win this game by 3 touchdowns. Maybe I'm wrong, but for me to be wrong, it's going to take mistakes on the part of Kansas City because Houston does not have what it takes to hang with this team. Not only not win, they don't have what it takes to hang with them. And for that reason, and I'm not going to bet on Patrick failing, I'm going to lay the 9.5 with Kansas City for game 1 of the 2020-2021 NFL season. Kansas City Chiefs 9.5. That is your free play. I am looking into the Miami UAB game. We will see. There will be Major League Baseball, and we'll see on the other sports. So it's going to be a big Thursday, a big winning Thursday. Go get on Patrick's Nascar. Go get on the buy one, get one free 1-year all-access pass. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, chase@chasewins.com. I've got 3 big announcements coming either Friday or Monday, depending on if I get the stuff done. All of you guys will be affected. You will all enjoy it and love it and be thankful for it, and I'm excited to share it with you. I will be in the office tomorrow after about 11 a.m. So if you're shooting me emails, just bear with me. I've got a very busy morning, and I will get back to it around lunchtime or shortly thereafter. I love you guys. Let's go kick this weekend off, starting on Thursday with a big NFL win. And let's roll it all the way through the weekend. I'm excited. Football's back. Let's go kill another day. See you guys.